Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Dark Damon Arts. I am really sorry about this. I know it's been over a month. What happened is when I recorded this video before, I don't know what happened, but somehow the video itself, sorry about the jiggling, somehow the video became corrupted, and when I went to edit it, it just wouldn't work. I couldn't get the files to recognize, I couldn't get them to play, I couldn't do anything with it really. So I'm having to re-record the whole thing, but unfortunately what's taken so long is that with school, work, trying to get my new apartment set up because of moving at the end of September, I just haven't had a whole lot of time. So within the last 2-3 days, no, last week I guess, I've finally gotten my desk set up for school and gaming. I finally have my art section set up, which I'll show in a minute here. But yeah, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to really sit down and do this. This is the first night where I've been able to sit for more than just a little bit and relax a bit, try and get things done. So instead of just brain frying all night and playing video games for like the next 4 hours on my stream, I decided I would re-record this, and then I can put it through the editor and hopefully get it up tomorrow. That's the hope. As long as I don't run into any issues with the recording, it should all be good. Yeah. So again, I am really sorry this took so long. Hopefully part 4, which will be the final stage, will be okay. Otherwise I'm gonna have to re-record that one as well. I haven't checked it out. What's gonna happen though is, because I recorded 3 and 4 back to back, the part 3 of setting everything up is not gonna match with what's in part 4, because they were completely different roses and casts. Those ones have already been sent out to the people they were for. They loved them, and yeah, so those work great. So I'm gonna have to redo this. I'm redoing this one after I've finished editing it and put it up. I'll check 4, and if 4 is not working, then I will use the final process of 4 to do or I'll re-record 4 and use that as uploading that, or I'll re-record 4 and the cast and all that stuff, and then that will be the final part of the project. So as I said, I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna switch the camera around, and then I'll just show the layout of my new desk. Well, yeah, I guess my new desk. So here is where the hell is my camera? There. Oh, right, duh. I'm an idiot. So this is the old desk from my last place, but this is I took it all apart and just reused everything basically, because when I moved into my new apartment, the old tenant sold me this big beast for $100, and if anyone's ever bought one of these desks before, you know they're not exactly cheap. So I figured $100 was a hell of a deal for it. So this is what's going to be used. As I said, I've only got the one to work with today because the other 2 were already done. I've got other roses that are being worked on, but they're drying right now, and they're for other projects. I have one specific one for this project. Excuse me. So we'll get this all set up. You can see the soapstone right here. That's for a different project. I will be carving that. I might even do a recording of that or just stream it. I don't know yet. But for the lights, I originally was using these lights, and I still have these two, but they're going to be used for something different. I picked up a couple of these ones that use AA batteries from the local dollar store, and I actually like them. They work pretty well. They're about the same size, so I want to give it a shot and see. And the fact that it uses AA batteries instead of 2032 watch batteries means that the lifespan on the battery should be a lot longer. So I'm actually going to switch the camera back around, doing on screen as I do it. So I went through, I tested these lights, and actually I'm going to take the batteries out of them while I'm doing this. Just I have a tendency of bumping things, and I don't need the lights turning on while I'm doing this. I stretched it all out earlier. Normally I would pick the stones, or I planned on picking the stones on camera just so you guys could see everything, but I went through, because the friend of mine who gave me all the colored stones for this, that I use in these projects, she was over last night, and she actually wanted to get some of them again for some of the projects she's doing now. So I already had them out. Before putting them away, I just took everything, went through it, picked the stones out, and that's what's right here. So the friend I'm doing this for, her favorite color is blue. So I actually did this rose, and this was just a white rose that I put a lot of blue food coloring into the water, and it was a fresh cut rose. So after 2 days, it absorbed that much blue into it, which was perfect because it looks absolutely beautiful, I think. But as I found with some other castings or colorings I tried, you have to have an uncut rose when you do it. So if you, otherwise it doesn't absorb as well. It will still pick up some of the color, just not as much. So yeah, it's alrighty. So this is what I'm using it's just an empty energy Zevia 0 calorie energy drink can. I find that they work really well for the size of these vases, to wrap the lights around them, make basically a wreath out of the lights, and then I can set that in the bottom. I can set all the colored stones on top of that, the glow stones, the colored stones, and just get everything organized to where I'm happy with it. And with that, then I can start building on top of that, putting the settling the rose in there, which will probably be done tomorrow. But as I said, after I'm done this, I will check the Part 4 recording and see how it is. And if it is no good as well, then yeah, I'll just wait until tomorrow to start casting so that I can find out if I need to re-record it too. So I normally do about 5 or 6 wraps on the can. That way I just get a full circle of the lights everywhere instead of just having them kind of in 1 or 2 spots. To me, I find it works out a little bit better for me. If anybody wants to try, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to take a couple of these wraps out because I don't have much for lights left. So let's go with that. So apparently these ones are not quite as long as the lights with the 2032 watch batteries. That's fine. I didn't actually check the full length of them, so that's on me. But this will still work out. There's enough lights left over that it'll still look good. And I actually think it might look a little bit better because it's not going to have as much excess fairy lights floating around in the resin after everything's cast. And actually, from all the other ones that I've done, that it becomes quite a hassle having to try and continuously force the lights down because they want to float up above the resin, pop out, and it just, yeah, it becomes too much of a hassle. Come on. Yeah, you weren't supposed to be up there. Right here, just to hold everything in place. And yeah, that actually is going to be a perfect amount of leftover lights, I think. So, just do that one more time. Come on. Pull you back through. Just try and straighten these out as best as I can. Alright, so the next step is actually plugging in my glue gun. I use hot glue to fill the hole. So I'm just using cheap Mastercraft. I think I've paid $14 for it. So right about there. Yeah, sorry. I know my face was in the way. I'm just trying to get it so that none of the wires are going to be exposed, although I don't think that'll actually make too much of a difference on it, just due to it. It's going to be... Basically, resin is just hardened plastic. Yes, there's a few chemical differences, but that's basically what it is. So I'll get all this settled, and then I will put the glue in. Once the glue is set, then I will start adding the colored stones, and that will pretty much be the end of the video. And then I can do production, editing, all that, and hopefully, as I said, get it up either tonight or tomorrow. While we're waiting, these two pieces here, like this big vase, which is actually very large, and this one here are... I don't know what I'm going to do with the big one yet, just because of the amount of resin it would require to fill that, so I might do it kind of terrarium style. I don't know yet. But the little one with the green straw in it is actually something new that I'm going to be trying. Excuse me. The straw is a silicone straw that the straw is silicone that I have cut to a specific length, and once that has, well, I glued it earlier, so what's going to happen is I put the wire or the lights through the straw. So I'm going to cast it in light green mica powder. Yeah, I know, I'm putting a lot of glue on here. A lot of it's going to be cut off afterwards. I'm not really worried. I just don't want it leaking, as most of them have. But as I was saying, it's going to be cast. I'm going to pour light green, or a light mixture of green, come on, mica powder into it. You're a pain in the ass. I'm going to put some light green, or green mica powder into that, so that it will have the appearance of a rose stem, but the lights in it will come through and glow, hopefully, because it's actually a Christmas present for a friend of mine, and surrounding the rose stem as it goes up is going to be these colored beads that I got off of Amazon. Now they are slightly opaque, whatever. I don't know how to actually pronounce that word. I've never looked up. So the colors that I'm going to be choosing are for her and her siblings and her dad. Their birth color stone, or their birthstones. And they're just going to wrap around that with gaps. Basically what I'm going to try and do with it is make it look like as close to surreal rose as I can. There's going to be a few other things I add to it, so once I have everything, I'll probably do a recording of that one as well from start to finish. But yeah, I don't want to say too much on it because that's for a different time. So that actually looks like it's pretty good. This off. Okay, you're irritating. Very irritating. Okay, so unfortunately, with the way my setup, you're gonna have to bear with my fat arms being in the way of everything. I don't have anywhere. Oh. And I do apologize about the jumpiness and all that. I'm still learning all this stuff. With time, I'll get better. There'll be much better setups in the future too. Whatever. So her favorite color is blue. She knows I'm doing this. She told me to make it however I saw fit, which is fine. But when somebody says that, I try and at least get close, or I'll get their favorite color or something like that, so that it at least has some semblance of them in it. Something to just make them think of them with it. Yeah, I know I've got red, blues, and pinks as well, but you can't do just one color even if you do different shades. I don't think that would look very good. So and I'm hoping to have this done by the time we have our next class. She's actually a student in massage therapy with me. So yeah, that's about it for tonight. Again, I do apologize about the jumping around, the bouncing around in the camera, trying to constantly readjust. I'm learning. I'll get better with time, as I said. And I'm just using my phone right now, so as I said, I will leave this for here tonight. Excuse me. Sorry. So I'll leave this here. I'll edit this video. I'll get it uploaded as soon as possible. I'll watch part 4, and we will see if I need to do part 4 of recording this as I cast it in resin. If not, it's gonna look different on part 4. I might do a different intro on it just to kind of explain that all at that point. Or even if it's not, I might just say screw it and use this footage and then re-record the casting of it as well. Because I had a lot of issues with part 4 when I was recording it. I had to almost an extra 20 minutes of footage on it because I kept mixing the not enough resin, so there wasn't enough there to finish the pours, which means another 4 to 5 minutes each time of stirring, and I had to do that like 4 times. So I might just say screw it and use tomorrow's footage or tomorrow's pouring of it to get it all finished. Anyways, this outro has been long enough. I want to thank everyone who tuned in, and this is Dark Damon Art signing off, wishing you all a great night.